Hello and welcome to another episode of the Perth to Paisley Podcast, a podcast dedicated to Heart of Midlothian Football Club in a week where national team fans were sensing deja vu with Scotland being drawn in the same World Cup group as both Brazil and Morocco. It proved the same old story in midweek as Hearts were punished for not killing a game off. However, the weekend saw a literally unprecedented instance for both me and my co-host to chew the fat over Heart of Midlothian's last two matches alongside me, Adam Kennedy, is Daniel McIver. McIver, how are you?
I'm doing very well. I didn't think I was after Wednesday. I thought it was going to be the worst episode of the season, but it's immediately a top tier one.
Come on. I shared that exact same viewpoint. I was papping it for this.
Yeah.
Papping it for yesterday afternoon, to be honest with you. Also raging because I said that I would take some shitty 1-0 win over Kelly. So Bruce Anderson put just a dagger through that. But now here we are. We actually do get to talk about a win of sorts,
Yep.
as we'll come on to. So it's great. I mean, what was worse? The World Cup draw conducted for the 2026 tournament or Bruce Anderson's equaliser at Tynecastle in midweek?
Just Bruce Anderson's equaliser, but considering how damaging that is to Hearts' title chances, I think that shows how bad the draw was that it only narrowly beats it out. Because fuck me, never again will I ever sit myself through that.
So bad. That is comfortably the worst. It's like we've waited 28 years for Scotland to be a part of a World Cup draw, and that is what they serve up.
And then we
Rio
get the worst
Ferdinand's
draw
acting.
possible as
Oh,
well.
exactly. I was watching with my missus. I said, as soon as you saw Brazil and Morocco, and there was a couple of African teams, I was like, it's fucking fixed. Like, it's so obvious that we're in
And they
there.
just kept drawing teams and
Yeah.
being like, oh, it's no them, it's no them, it's no them.
Oh, these two are from the same confederation. You're like, yeah, thank you. I can read a map. I've seen an atlas before.
Let's see. Wayne Gretzky, incapable of saying any word in the English language as well.
Big up North Macedonia.
Yeah,
Heart,
exactly.
heart goes out to all the Macedonians.
He barely managed to pronounce Greece, for God's sake. I mean, he was just speaking about them in passing.
He had a shocker. But let's be honest, the whole thing was a genuine disgrace. But we're not here to talk about that.
We're
We
here to
are
speak about another disgrace.
I was going to say, we're here to touch on another disgrace. As five Scottish Premiership fixtures took place in midweek, all taking place on Wednesday night, the 3rd of December. A mental midweek match took place at Pittodrie as Aberdeen and St Mirren shared the spoils in a six-goal thriller up north. Martin O'Neill got the send-off that his interim spell in charge of Celtic, according to their fans, deserved, as they scraped past the D by a sole goal at Parkhead. Elvis nearly trying his best to do us yet another favour,
Yep.
but not quite. Late drama and controversy at Tannadice were apparent as Dundee United were held at home by Rangers, with the Gers awarded a last gasp spot kick. Never seen that before. And two teams that earn rave reviews about their play style and attacking football went toe to toe at the Falkirk Stadium, where of course it was a goalless game between Falkirk and Motherwell. Hibs and Livingston not in action, but what did you make of the other quartet of matches, McIver?
The Aberdeen St Mirren is really funny considering how quick Aberdeen fans were to jump on our result before just not hanging fire for the 9 minutes that were added on at the end of their game.
Get it
Um,
up.
Motherwell Falkirk, I think Motherwell would take that point, to be honest.
I think they both would.
Yeah, I think they both would actually. Yeah, I'm doing a slight disservice to Falkirk. Um, I mean, the Motherwell trip, we'll get to it more at the weekend, but I mean, are they our biggest challengers now? Just unbelievable. Obviously, Hibs, Livy weren't in action. And then Celtic, like, the only thing I kind of want to say about Celtic is that I was delighted O'Neill wasn't going to be in charge for us, because I just think if O'Neill was in charge, we would have lost, because he would have just kept
Kept
playing the
things the
same
same.
system. Yeah, not done anything stupid and just won the game, as he always seemed to do against us when he was last there. But I do like that we just managed to avoid playing him because we were the result of both a the end of Brendan Rodgers and the worst start ever for the new boy. But then the other side of Glasgow, I mean, the officials in that game it's insane. Like,
I'm very surprised because I was listening to Jim Goodwin turn sports sound on and coming home in
aye,
the
he
car.
seemed to be, I didn't see it, but he seemed to be like all right with everything.
Yeah. And I'm thinking, is this just like the ghosts of kind of refereeing decisions past that he's very careful in
He
what he
didn't want to rock
says?
the boat.
He doesn't want to face, another fine or what have you. It was, yeah, I thought it was quite strange, but it was like, I was thinking good on him, and then I see the decisions and I'm like,
What?
okay, yeah, it was, yeah, quite bizarre. Um, but, it's just, I
Imagine if we'd
forgot,
fucking won this game, man.
I know.
Imagine if we'd won this game.
I know, but this is what I kind of want to get onto is like the greater, kind of the bigger picture. Like I
The
think
greater good.
the greater good. Yeah, don't need to go hot fuzz here. But like there are matches that I'm immediately already thinking we could have and should have done better in.
Yeah.
But in saying that, there's matches where I think, oh, we've been quite fortunate to win as well.
Yeah.
In other instances, so
Never even mind win, like get points. Like St
yeah.
Mirren immediately jumps to mind away.
So I think there's a couple where like we're gonna have these peaks and troughs
Yeah.
throughout the season. It's nothing new. It's nothing that we're not used to by now. As Hearts fans, it just helps that more often than not we seem to be on the right side of this
Yeah.
these waves that are kind of crashing and flowing all the time. Um, but we took on Kilmarnock, who were in a rotten recent run before coming to Gorgie. However, the ghosts of Killy past
Yep.
were very much
Nice.
alive,
Nice.
given their annoyingly good record in Edinburgh or the West End of Edinburgh against Hearts. Derek McInnes naming five changes to the Hearts team that played out a goalless game at Fir Park when taking on Motherwell. Alexander Swallow stayed in goal. Harry Milne moved back to left back with Stuart Finlay partnered by Frankie Kent at centre back, as opposed to Craig Halkett. Christian Borchgrevink replaced Oisin McEntee at right back. Alexandros Kizarides continued on the left-hand side of midfield with Alan Forrest coming in for Stephen Kingsley to start on the right-hand side. Blair Spittle made way for Thomas Magnuson to join Cammy Devlin in the middle of the park, and Landry Cabore joined Lauren Shankland in attack with Claudio Braga dropped to the bench. That meant that Hearts lined up as follows: a 4-4-2 with Swallow in goal, back four of Milne, Finlay, Kent and Borchgrevink, Kizarides, Magnuson, Devlin and Forrest making up the midfield quartet, and Cabore and Shankland leading the line. What did you make of that initial 11?
My initial reaction was twofold, and both in regards to defence. I was happy that Borch was getting a start.
Nice.
Interestingly, as well, after McInnes had been so defensive of McEntee, he then just dropped him.
Yeah.
That was
It's
weird.
not even like he moved him into midfield.
No, he just dropped him.
Which we obviously saw at the weekend. But yeah, is that just a response to kind of, I was going to say criticism. It's not really. It's just kind of observations from Hearts fans. I don't think anybody's critical given the start to the season that we've had.
Yeah, I don't know. I was surprised at it, but it was a welcome surprise. What was not a welcome surprise was Frankie Kent starting. And listen, I think I've made my
Your mate.
feelings. I've made my feelings very clear on my thoughts on Frankie Kent. But I'll give myself credit. I do think most people are now starting to kind of come round to the same viewpoint that we just shouldn't be. We shouldn't be in a position where Frankie Kent is starting games for us.
Do you think this game hammered home guys that are past their sell-by date in a Hearts
Yes,
shirt?
definitely.
Because again, you don't want to pick on Kent. I don't want to pick on Alan Forrest. But when I see his heat map after the game, my goodness gracious me. I mean, most of his successful passes were literally back towards halfway. It's like, no, you are one of the chief attacking outlets. We are relying on you to do something to try and win us
And
this
I understand Kelly played the lowest of low blocks possible, and your
game. They
little
offered
Alan Forrest.
next to nothing offensively.
Yeah,
But
your
that's
little
not
Alan
the point.
Forrest. You're not going to. I understand that you're not going to break the lines by beating four players at once and whipping a ball in. But I'd like you to try and beat one player.
Yeah, at least try. It didn't seem that that was the case. Is that a confidence thing? Is that just kind of
I don't know. I think there is an element.
too scared
Right?
to make a mistake, or what do you think?
I think there is an element of what I mentioned at the start of the season what people have been mentioning about 0506, where there was just kind of an air around the club of like, yeah, you might have been fine at any other time in our history, but now we're in a different league now, kind of like this. The waters we want to be swimming in are above the lakes of Alan Forrest and Frankie Kent.
The lakes of Alan Forrest and Frankie Kent. Why am
They
I
want to be
picturing?
caught in name.
I'm picturing the two of them on jet skis or
Yeah,
something
exactly.
Like Michigan in the summer watching Scotland.
Not
That's
not
incredible.
not a good place to holiday in, because especially when you see what the rest of the squad could. And it's like, again, that to me is a game that is like ideal for Kajota, where it's like we're going to have most of the ball. There's not going to be pressure on you having to like track back and defend. It's like you
It
can
might
just
give us a
try
moment of
stuff.
magic.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It did seem a wee bit experimental or kind of open to kind of change and just
For me, it felt like
not the
going
same
back
old, same
to.
old.
It
Yeah,
felt like going back to past that we don't want to go back into. But weirdly, a past that McInnes wasn't even a part of.
yeah, yeah. It is bizarre. I don't know. I don't know what that is there. Is it just like is this Derek McInnes' apology to all the Kilmarnock fans for essentially leaving them at the end of
Maybe.
last
Like,
season?
listen, we're going to win this league. I'll give you a point. All right.
Because because at the end of the game they were very, very forgiving towards their former manager. Um,
They kept they kept booing Finlay, but only in the second half.
it's weird.
But also,
It's
he's
weird.
like the
Is it
greatest
like
ever defender to play for them. And it was just on loan. It didn't. It's not like he was there and McInnes handcuffed him and went, "You're coming with me." And Finlay was like, "No, I don't want it." It's like he was just he
I
was
know because we
alone.
brought him up from Oxford, so
Yeah.
yeah, weird one. Um, this game, yeah, it was horrible. Even
We were
writing up,
fine. We were like solid, in
no, we weren't.
control.
It was poor.
No, and my stance was, especially at halftime, I was like, because fuck analysing this game in depth, right? I was like,
I was going to say it's a starting start. You could talk about the Shankland lob. You could talk about Kelly offering next to nothing.
who
They're missing a
cares?
sitter in the first half.
Because Frankie
Like
Kent's shit. Yes, I remember that. But listen,
I'm just amazed he didn't score.
I
I'm
know,
thinking,
I can't believe
oh
that.
my
Yeah,
God, it was gaping. And of course, I'm up the other end. It was closer to
yeah,
you than it would be me, but oh my word.
yeah, insane. But at the end of that first half, I was like, if we do exactly the same, we'll win this game 1-0. And we should have won the game 1-0 if it wasn't for a single mistake. But I thought Shankland was like horrifically bad in the first half, then a lot better in the second. I mean, what a week for Thomas Magnuson for highs and lows, I will say. Because I thought
I,
he was
I,
awful.
I could not place a finger on him, and I was skeptical about him starting against Kilmarnock, and like you, thought he was pretty poor. And then you watch him at the weekend, and you just think, how on earth
And
have
he
you
got the
done that?
assist for the goal against
I
Kelly as
know,
well.
I know. Yeah, the two players that we've slated just there, Magnuson and me, and Shankland, you combined
Yeah,
for our goal.
exactly. Wednesday was a weird night. But yeah, I was just like, this will be fine. We'll be great. And then Cammy Devlin as ever is the main positive. But the main positive for me, genuinely, was Christian Borkovic.
It was
Because I
really
was
good.
like, because
Really good.
it was like, he is the weirdest case under McInnes. Because every time he's played, I've been like, he looks quite good. He looks all right. He looks like a right back. I like him. And McInnes is apparently like, he will never play for me any consistent basis. Fuck off, Christian. But especially, what happened in that final 20 minutes where he just went, I'm going to take him off, put McEntee on, and drop 20 yards and invite massive amounts of needless pressure.
I hate that I'm asking this, but in a roundabout way, could Benny Benninghami's injury be the best thing to happen to Christian Borchgrevink?
Because it puts McEntee into the middle of the park.
Yes.
Up until yesterday, as we record this, I would have said no because it seemed that McInnes just wasn't going to play McEntee in the middle of the park.
But now it seems like it's
But now it's like if
for
he
like.
doesn't, what is he doing? Because it was clear that he should be in the middle of the park.
I
Yeah,
know.
it could be.
I realise that we're skipping forward. I mean, Talk about the goal. Alan Forrest does slide a ball backwards on 48 minutes, as
Yeah.
most of his passes appear to be, for Thomas Magnuson, who sends a pass forward, which Kabore tries to get on the end of.
I thought he did. I
Dummies.
thought at the time that he actually passed it, but he doesn't. He dummies it.
Then he dummies it under the attention of Robbie Dees, and Shanklin just latches onto it. He advances, lobs over a Oluwayemi,
Yep.
easy for me to
There you
say,
go.
in the Kelly goal. A gorgeous goal, phenomenal finish. And then for me, because of how little Kelly had offered in that first half, I'm thinking, right, brilliant. This is it. Floodgates open. Grab another couple here. Good night, Vienna. Job done. On to Sunday. And it just didn't really transpire that way.
No, because they brought. Listen, it was a career life highlight for me to see my FM hero Marcus Dacus in the flesh. Right, genuinely was buzzing about that because that's always
How
a cool.
tall is he, by the way?
He's 6'7" and I love
Six,
him.
seven. He's fucking massive.
I like how we put Harry Milne on him. Like, yep, that'll be the man marking machine that is Harry Milne.
To be fair, you just think Harry Milne on anybody.
Yeah, true. But they brought on Anderson and Dackers, and it was like McInnes shit himself because he saw a tall guy and went, "We need to change everything because this is not going to work."
I was going to say, not even just Derek McInnes. I don't think our centre halves knew what to do with Dackers.
Yeah.
It's like he's 6'7". He scored, I think, one goal all season.
Yeah, in real life, he's bad. He's not Daniel McIver
yeah.
FM Marcus Dackers. He's real life Kilmarnock Marcus Dackers.
Precisely. So it must be the like. I mean, I say this. He does hit the bar with a header off the bench, but as you
Yeah, he
say,
does.
he brings on Dackers, Anderson, and I think Scott Tiffany.
Yeah.
Just let the three of them just roam. And Hearts were like, oh my God, who do we pick up? Like, do we go out to Anderson? Do we try and prevent Tiffany from sliding passes through? Look at the size of Dackers. Like, what the hell happens?
But it's
It
like,
was really strange.
listen, in the moment, Schwolo makes a mistake, right? His first proper mistake, he makes one. But for me, the issue isn't Schwolo, it's the 20 minutes that preceded it where we just need it was all. I was very unhappy with Derek McInnes on Wednesday night. I'm now back in love with him, but Wednesday night coming back on that bus, thinking I'm up at 6 tomorrow morning. I'm up in 8 hours, and I've fucking travelled in for this. I was furious because I was just like, this is all on him. And at that point, we're one win in 6, and we've got Parkhead in a few days, and you're just thinking, well, this is it now. It wasn't, but at that point you're thinking, "Fuck, it's going to happen."
100%. I mean, in saying this, at the start of the second half, we have a great chance to double our advantage. Borchgrevink and Forrest can't quite find the route towards goal, so Hearts work it from right to left. Again, Magnuson just finds himself involved, but I did not think he was good. I can't stress this enough. A great cross from Harry Milne searches for Shankland and Alan Forrest, who just happens to pop up at the back post. The skipper heads downwards.
No one can
Great
ever
block
make me
from
hate
Robbie
him.
Dees.
I love Alan Forrest just as a guy.
I know. My missus is kind of a weird soft spot for Alan Forrest. She thinks he tries, and I'm kind of
He
the same
does.
opinion. Yeah,
He tries.
but yeah.
I know that's a
37
bare minimum for a professional footballer, but
Yeah.
sometimes it isn't met.
But it is. It's like he's sort of like milk that's a couple of weeks old and is beginning to turn to cheese a wee bit. It's like you should have
I
been
think
emptied.
that is the
You should have been
harshest
emptied
thing
a
you've
long.
ever said about a player on this
No,
podcast.
because it like what are we doing here?
What an allegory that is. Jesus.
I, I, I was going to slate Thomas Magnuson, but he ends up hitting the post from a Harry Milne corner, and again, you're like,
Yeah.
if that was just a
What
couple
is
inches either
this?
side. Yeah, honestly. And then the changes, I was like, I didn't think Kabori was great, but I thought he was making decent runs. I thought he was
Yeah.
occupying defenders, and instead we bring Bragg on for him and Spittle on for Alan Forrest, and I'm like, what are we doing
Why did they not
here?
take Magnuson off, who was booked and had to go through concussion protocol in the second half to make sure he was all right? And it was like, you can do 90, it's fine.
Really, really strange. Shankland has a pop from range with his left foot, flies past the post. We mentioned Dacker's hitting the crossbar with that header. And
Just
yeah,
speak about the goal.
it's just it's so annoying because I didn't think we carved out a lot. I didn't think we were great. I just thought Kelly were really, really poor defensively.
Yeah.
But ultimately, they stay in the game. And I've said it on this podcast till I'm blue in the face. Just
A
grab that.
Kilmarnock blue.
Come on, play. Grab that second goal, kill off the game, and we're not worried about what happens in the final 5, 10, whenever the fuck you like. That being said, a phenomenal save from Alexander Swallow does keep Kelly at bay on
It's
88 minutes.
so annoying because it's such a good save.
A Kelly throw from David Watson's flicked on by Robbie Dees, and then by Marcus Dackers, and then Scott Tiffany's the last to kind of header towards goal, but a great stop down to his left hand side. And at that point, I thought somehow the points are secure. That's it. It's done. But it wasn't the case. Stuart Finlay heads a lob ball into the box clear on 89 minutes. David Watson gathers before seeking out Dominic Thompson on the left-hand side, the wing-back. Comes inside to Liam Polworth, who finds Watson out on the flank. Kelly are patient, waiting for that opening. Goes back to Dees. There isn't an opening that comes, so Liam Polworth just decides to take a strike from range. Alexander Swallow parries, and Bruce Anderson races in to stab home from just a few yards out. Initially, there may have been a shout for offside, and it does go to VAR, and you're just
But
begging,
who's playing him on side?
you're begging and praying that they can see it within them to rule it out. But the officials deem the goal worthy of standing, and it finishes Heart of Midlothian 1, Kilmarnock 1.
I was spewing. I was absolutely loving it. But, as we said, the great are good.
I wanted to touch about the penalty claim at the end.
Oh, it's a fucking pen! How did I forget about that, man? Jesus!
Like, you say that you were spewing. I was spewing with the equaliser. I'm even more spewing because everybody is adamant that it is a penalty kick.
Look
And
at
then I see
Robbie
Bobby
Dees'
Madden.
reaction.
Bobby Madden comes out on social media and he says, "Oh, well, he's headed it onto his arm. It would be a harsh one." It's like, no, not for me. I'm like, why the fuck was there never this clarification when you were actually refereeing?
How have you suddenly got loads of opinions about decisions?
Do you know what I mean? Like, I've seen you have countless dog shit refereeing performances, and you have the audacity to come out on social media and claim that that's not a penalty kick. And ask for your opinion, Robert.
That's wild. That is, I didn't even know that. But it's just, it's a stonewall penalty. Look at the reaction of Robbie Dees in front of it.
Kazaridas and Braga are literally screaming for it.
Yeah.
I could see it. It was up the other end for me. It's at the other end of the ground, in the other corner. How is that not a penalty kick?
The joy of yesterday made me completely forget about that, which is wild.
Exactly, but that just shows how big a result it was yesterday, first and foremost. But how annoying it was in midweek.
Yeah.
And then you're like, what is the point? I'm thinking, shit. Like, 1 win in 6, as you rightly say. This is fucking awful. But then,
it's all for the greater good.
for the greater good. as only Hearts could do, they somehow pull that out the bag. But before we get to chatting about the Celtic Park miracle, we'll go around the grounds. We were playing in Sunday's sole Scottish Premiership fixture in Glasgow. The other 5 taking place on the Saturday. And Aberdeen found a way to win other than by a sole goal as they defeated Dundee at the ends 3-1. It looked as though Kieran Bowie was back to his best, annoyingly, as Hibs hammer Falkirk 3-0 at Easter Road. 3-0 was also the scoreline at Fir Park, with a well back to winning ways as they recorded a comfortable victory over Livingston. And speaking of getting back to winning ways, a huge win for St Mirren, a struggling St Mirren in the Scottish Premiership over former boss Jim Goodwin and his inconsistent Dundee United side. Great news ahead of the weekend. Come on, buddies, you can do it. And then in Ayrshire on Saturday night, Rangers recorded a comfortable win at Rugby Park against Kilmarnock, again winning by 3 goals without reply. What did you make of the other 5 fixtures, mate?
Weirdly, just before we came on here, I saw a Rangers account speak about Danny Rowe's first 7 games. And how it's obviously... I don't think
this is where you were going when we were talking about these games. I didn't think this was your starting point, but do carry on.
Neither did that, but it's just because I saw that. He's taken 17 points for his first 21. And obviously that's really good, but his next 7 games is Celtic, us, Hibs, Aberdeen, Motherwell, and I think Livingston or something. Or no, somebody no great. No
No, I think you're
disrespect
right.
to whoever it is.
Is
It
it
might be
Livy
Livy.
at the weekend? Can't remember.
But this is kind of the test now. Because if you
Yeah,
can then come out of that with a similar points total, you have to say, regardless of the level of the squad, I mean, we said this. We think Danny Rowe's a good manager and a good appointment for Rangers, annoyingly.
it's
A
St Mirren at
club,
home the day
St
before
Mirren,
Albany.
sorry, St Mirren.
It's all right.
A club that weirdly we've barely spoken about this season, which is so wild. Rangers, like, it's so mad how out of the picture they've been.
You say this right, and I do agree, but they are tied on points with Motherwell with a game in
That's what I was
hand.
going
It's
to
like,
say. But they've been, I
how
think
are they?
that'll suit
How are
them.
you there?
Yeah,
Like
I think that suited them, that they've kind of gone under the
100% they've flown
radar.
under, yeah, 100%.
Yeah. So
They're
a really
6
good
points
win for them.
behind Celtic, and yet you would
It's
think
just
like
insane.
yeah, and
Wild.
the fact that like Hearts and Rangers have lost less league games combined than Celtic have is mental.
It's absolutely wild. Absolutely
Of
wild.
course, we are responsible for 2 of those 3 defeats.
True. Very true. So, yeah, I kind of expected Rangers to win, and they did. Motherwell is the best team in the league in terms of the way they play.
They're the best team in the world.
Maybe.
They could be up
They
there.
might be the best
They
team in
could
the
be up
world.
there.
So, fair play to them. Hibs, I mean, if Hibs hadn't won that comfortably, I think there would have been real alarm bells, so it didn't really bother me because I just looked at that and went, this is a game they should be winning.
Particularly with not being in action in the midweek as well.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's a big advantage.
And again, every game kind of went the way I thought, including Aberdeen Dundee, apart from St Mirren Dundee United. I thought that was going to be a draw or at least a closer affair.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on.
I can't place Dundee United. You
No,
know that.
neither can I.
There's instances where you think that they're actually semi decent, and then other instances where you think they're utter shit.
Yeah,
And
I don't know what's going on.
They're a real probably a real gauge of this league.
But yeah,
United are 8th, and
wow,
there'll probably be some that will argue that they should be higher, and some that will argue that they should be lower. And it's like, yeah, no, that's probably about right.
yeah. But on the Saturday, I was thinking these results have not went well for us.
No, they have not. I anticipated a draw at Dens because I thought I heard numerous Dundee fans taking real positives from Parkhead and the performance. I thought Aberdeen are a bit iffy, and obviously they've just leaked 3 at home to St Mirren. That might Elvis might get another victory at Dens. You never know. But I thought I might be a draw. I thought St Mirren, as you say, would be a draw. Fancied Hibs, Motherwell, and Rangers. So yeah, not surprising. But the biggest surprise was certainly on the Sunday. How on earth have we done that? 'Cause I still don't know.
That first 43 minutes in possession was the worst of the season. We were like, it was like a joke. It was like how a Celtic and a Hibs fan acts how we play. Like if you went to a Celtic and a Hibs fan, how good are Hearts would be like, they're fucking shite. They just pass the ball straight out of play. Can't do anything, but they're just getting jammy. And it's like, that was what that first half was. We were shit, and then we got a lucky goal at the end, and that was it. But out of possession, we were great.
That was big physical Hearts without the big good physical.
Yeah, exactly.
Just a dog shit Hearts.
We were so bad.
Out of possession, decent enough. But
I would say out of possession, great.
I would say really good, but they did have chances. This is what I can't fathom, because like people have been quite critical of the manager and saying that why make that many changes in terms of the system and personnel, and I do get it, but they still created enough. Like he can't go on there and finish the chances that fell the way of.
On any other day, they're 2-0 up in 15 minutes.
Exactly, and I think that. Look, to get a result through there, you need everything to go your way.
Yep, we need to be perfect. They need to be shite. I need a bit of luck
from like an official or something random like that. But we actually, and again, like given that I thought the goals had dried up, we were clinical when we got our chances.
3 shots on target, 2 goals. It's wild.
Like, I know, crazy. Derek McInnes named 4 changes to the Hearts team that were held at home in that disappointing draw against Kilmarnock in their midweek match. Craig Halkett and Michael Steinventer entered the back 4. I was sceptical when I saw the names.
I was getting the message up because, dear listeners and viewers, I was sat on my couch at 1:45, not really paying attention at the time, so I didn't realise that the team was out. So I just see a message pop up at the top of my phone saying, from Mr. Adam Kennedy, back three, I'm not fucking interested. I then click onto the team and go, it might not be. To which Adam replies, have seen some suggestions of flexibility, which I don't necessarily mind. Which I don't know what that's in reference to, but
I'm glad you brought that up because Michael Steinbender was great at right back. I actually thought he was good.
He was. I love him. I love him so much.
Yeah, I've got a weird affiliation with him. But again, like I thought, if that's a fucking, if
I
that's
just
three
love the
centre-halves,
immediate shutdown that you had of a back. Just like even the notion
I
of a
hate
back
it,
three
mate.
now,
I hate it.
it's
It
like
gives me
we
the
can
fucking
never
fear.
play it again.
No, never ever. I never want to see it again.
But we weren't.
Um,
We definitely weren't. We were
definitely,
definitely a back four.
100% because even like, and again, like the BBC and whoever, Fault Mob and all these other places, get the fucking graphics right for the team. Oisin McEntee was not a right wing back. He was clearly in the middle of the park. Like, fucking do your
Did
job.
Falkirk have that?
I don't know. I just threw them in there because
Because of your.
they're a rival chain.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, I thought Falkirk had it
I
right.
don't know.
No, Falkirk did have it right.
Oh, nobody wants to stay there for that. That's rubbish app.
I use Fault Mob, as you can see.
Craig Halkett and Michael
No, never
Steinbender.
mind. They had Magnuson is the second worst player on the pitch. Fuck.
There you go. Complete nonsense.
Fuck that.
Told you that was shite. Entered the back four at Frankie Kent and Christian Borchgrevink's expense. Oisin McEntee came back into a three-man midfield, replacing Blair Spittle, and Pierre Cabori dropped onto the bench for Claudio Braga to enter the Jumbo's attack. That meant that we lined up in
That
a
sounded like a
four...
song.
into the Jumbo's attack.
Yeah, I was like, is this your way of auditioning for the Gorgie Ultras?
It's certainly not. They don't need that. Hearts lining up in what appeared to be a 4-3-3. Alexander Swallow in goal. Back four of Harry Milne, Stuart Findlay, Craig Halkett, and Mikey Steinbender at right back. Cammy Devlin, Tam Magnuson, and Oisin McEntee in the middle of the park, with Kizaridis and Braga in support of Shankland. On the bench, Gordon, Kent, Kingsley, McCart, Kabangu, Kabori, Borchgrevink, Spittle, and Sander Khartoum. Remember him?
Yeah.
What did you make of that?
I liked it when I saw it. The one change I would
When you
have
saw that
had-
it was a back four, or were
Yeah,
you fine with it being a back three anyway?
ignoring you, I was fine with.
As you so often do.
Yep, exactly, and it's never proved me wrong thus far. It's always served me right.
What an arsehole.
If it was a back three, I would have been worried because I would have been like,
That's just reeking of inviting pressure.
that's either Steinvender, McEntee, or Kizaridis as a wing back, and I just don't like the idea of any of those three playing as a right wing back. But no, it was actually like, oh, everybody's in their natural position except for Claudio Braga and Michael Steinvender. But
Again, the right hand side we know that's got problems.
I was more than fine with it, with the exception of Borchgrevink. Just coming after Wednesday night, I was already
Disappointed, yeah.
ready to be like, he was our best player. What we did, but
I actually
in
thought
the end,
Steinbender was good.
Steinbender
like I
was
say.
really good. Aye.
Yeah, I thought he was really good. And that was kind of a concern again because it's like when he has played, it's been at centre half. You're up against the fastest player in the league, half right back, away from home. But he did a solid turn. There's so many that you could say were brilliant.
Well,
Like
Craig Fowler made the point.
Where do you actually start?
Yeah, Craig Fowler made the point that what a game for Magnuson to just become class in. And it is mad.
What was that?
Yeah, like it is wild.
I can't believe what I saw.
And listen, I think a lot of it is in relation to Celtic because, as I said, I was really happy to see that Wilfred Nancy was going to be in the dugout. I wouldn't say that publicly because we were going to get beat 5-0 if I said that. But there was a part of me that went, right, I think we'll get a result now. I didn't necessarily think we'll win, but I think there was a higher chance that we'd get a result with Nancy in the dugout just because from seeing what journalists have said about him in America, what Celtic fans have said was kind of the impression was he's just going to come in and play a 3-4-3. He's not going to ease them in at all. And that was the reality of the situation.
He kind of reeks of a hipster appointment, doesn't he? He's very much a modern coach. It's Celtic
It's quite an
trying
Ange Postecoglou appointment.
but they're trying to adapt with the times, aren't they? They're
Yeah,
after a coach as well as manager. Like Martin O'Neill was an interim manager. He
yeah,
wasn't necessarily an interim coach because that's why he had Sean Maloney and Mark Fotheringham and whoever else in the background team.
yes.
Um, I, this it's an intriguing appointment. This because
I think the first 15 minutes of that game showed that when he'll get it going, they'll be
yeah,
great.
they'll be good. Yeah,
But
yeah.
once we kind of got to that 50-minute point, Sports Scene actually highlighted it. I watched the Sports Scene highlights last night, and McCann made a point where there was a moment about 20 minutes in where
The best
McEntee,
pundit in Scotland.
probably, McEntee like had Hattie's on the edge of our box. And for the first 20 minutes, we hadn't engaged. We were just allowing them to have the ball there and sitting in and soaking up pressure. But 20 minutes in, McEntee engages with Hattati and just bullies him off the ball and plays the ball forward. And it was like a collective light bulb where it was just like, oh, we can just do that. Like, it's fine. And from that moment on, because they had played a 3-4-3, they'd overloaded the wide areas and we just dominated the middle of the park. Like Devlin, Magnuson, and McEntee just ran it. And it was, listen, I picked McEntee as signing of the season purely because of Football Manager, right? But in all seriousness, that, speaking about hipster stuff, that's what he's like in Football Manager in terms of his role. In the middle of the park, it's like a breaker. It's just like, I will get this ball back and start a new move. Whatever it is, it might not be a move that actually gets us into a goal scoring opportunity, but it could be a move that moves us 10 yards up the pitch, 20 yards up the pitch, 30 yards up the pitch. And he's never been able to show that this season because he's been playing as a fucking right back.
You mentioned the early start and the fast start that Celtic got off to. Even kind of I was going to say regarding my skepticism surrounding the appointment. It's not skepticism. I just think I think he's a
A bold
pre-season.
appointment.
Yeah, I think he's a pre-season type of guy. I think he
That's fair.
needs transfer windows and time on the grass, so to speak, to get his
Yeah.
ideas properly across.
Which is why I find it
Um,
mental they've given him this first week as boss.
I know, or even would you give him like from January, kind of the
Yeah,
new year for them
100%. 100%.
to start afresh and bring in players like I don't know. But on 8 minutes, Kasper Schmeichel clips a ball over the top for Kieran Tierney, who was on the left-hand side of a Celtic back three to chase. One of four Scotland heroes against Denmark, slips it through for Daisen Maeda, the Japanese attacker, nips in behind Craig Halkett, but sends a tame first-time left-footed effort into Alexander Swallow's gloves. And I think Hearts were perhaps fortunate in that I don't think he really realises quite how much time he has.
That's because of Swallow. Swallow
Yeah,
rushes
coming
early.
out to
Yeah.
anticipate that. But less than a minute after that, he should score. Callum McGregor sends a weighted ball over the top, which Sebastian Tunekte controls.
Okay. Yep.
Tunekte.
He's utter mince, by the way, him. Fuck me. How much did they spend on him? I cannot believe that. That Chermiti at Rangers is getting all the headlines for how shite he is, and he is shite. But how is this guy escaping it? I think Chris Boyd said that after the game. It's
I
like,
even think because of the boy Balakrisha that doesn't get a game, I think it
maybe
costs more,
that's
do
a
they
good
not?
point. Yeah, that is a good point.
I think that's where they turn their attention to. But I'm with you. I don't see what he
Chris
offers,
Boyd
really.
was like, he just likes to get the ball and moves his legs really fast. And that's it. And I was like, that is I know he does. This is maybe the worst time he mentioned it because he actually does quite well here. His touch on his chest is good to then drag it back. But that was what, 5 minutes in, 6 minutes in,
8 minutes in.
8 minutes in,
And
and
then
for
did nothing. Yeah.
82 minutes he doesn't do anything else.
He's under the attention of our mate Mikey Steinbender. The Tunisian lays off for his fellow attacker who takes a touch to get round Steinbender. Somehow slips an effort narrowly past the post. I mean we spoke about kind of everything needing to go your way. That's a chance where you think, okay, like they probably should have scored there. So that's fine. It might be coming, but that's good. That's fine. It gives
You
us
play
you play to 10 minutes to 15 to
Yeah.
20. Yeah.
you play that game 100 times, 90 times out of 100 he scores there.
Yeah. Yeah. It's as simple as. I mean, we spoke about Hearts having 3 shots on target, scoring 2 goals. Like that is just what did they have? 15 shots, I think, but only 5 on
Yeah,
target or something like
something
that.
like that. Yeah, because I
So,
just
so,
keep remember them skying the ball like
so
every time they had it.
it tells you how wasteful they were, and you mentioned exactly that. I mean, Arnie Engels blazes one over the bar on 29 minutes, and you mentioned the cost of Tenekti.
15 shots
We've
and 5 on target. Yeah,
we've mentioned the cost of Balikwisha. I have no sympathy for Celtic whatsoever, but there is a part of me that hopes that they've kept the receipt for Arnie Engels because for 11 million quid and a club record fee, oi 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 oi,
unbelievable, man. Like
do not see what he offers at all.
that is exactly how I was going to say it as well. It's not even like, oh, he's obviously rubbish. It's I look at him and go, how are you at Celtic? Like, because I can go, yeah,
And
I
how are
can
you in the
see how,
Bundesliga prior to
yeah,
that? It was
but
like
that's what I mean.
Augsburg or somewhere.
It's like I go, I can see how you're a professional footballer. You're like a Barry Mackay mold, where it's like in a smaller team, I can see how you'd be like the guy that everyone's coming through. You might not score loads of goals, but you're at the heart of everything. How have you had the career you've had? Who is your agent? It's unbelievable, and we're not even at the worst miss yet.
I, I was going to say, I mean, Arnie Engels does play a pivotal role on 41 minutes as Alexander Swallow sends a long kick up the park, looking for the head of Big Tam Magnuson. Celtic intercept, look to come forward through Rio Hatate, but his pass is cut out by Stuart Finlay. Hearts exchange various passes through Finlay, Steinvender, Magnuson before Kizaridis was blocked off. Kieran Tierney comes away with the ball and looks to kind of send one down the line, but again, Michael Steinvender's there
In
and
the
does
same
exactly
way
that.
as against Hibs in the derby, his
Yes,
thought is just to play it forward.
just do what you're good at. Give it to the ball players.
Yeah,
That's the end of the game, son. Lots of bouncing about. Shanklin eventually receives on the right hand side, drives into the box, looks to clip towards Claudio Braga. Liam Scales clears, but only as far as Kizaridis, who nods back into the box. Braga flicks on, and this is my favourite bit, as several Celtic players start appealing for offside. I counted 5 hands go up in the air. I think you've got McGregor, Negrin, Scales, Yang. There's somebody
Schmeichel
else.
does it as
I
well.
want to say Tierney. Schmeichel might be 6. Um, Hearts play on as Harry Milne skews a horrendous
He
effort towards
doesn't play
goal.
on. He does that thing that you do when he thinks he's
Oh,
got.
he
He
just
begins
puts
to
it
decide,
away.
so he's just like,
Yeah.
"Oh fuck this! I'm just going to try and kick it."
I actually thought that was his best effort at goal, and I'm thinking, all right, I can see why you don't maybe pop it as much, Harry. Cal McGregor looks to cut out Milne's skewished effort. Um, and Claudio Braga just dispossesses him in his own box, stabs beyond Schmeichel. And as you say, the goalkeeper goes crazy, the crowd go crazy. And not just because Claudio Braga goes off to Sue!
As he jumps up for the header, I was sat myself watching the game because I've got a story as to where my dad was during this game.
Okay.
But I was sat myself watching this on the couch, and as he jumped up for the header, I shouted, "What the fuck are you doing, you stupid prick? You're offside!" And I'm just thinking, why? Why are you even trying? It goes in, and they waited to the Sue, and I went, "What are you doing?" But as he's halfway through it, I realise there's still no flag. What's
I know.
going on?
I think was it Ian Crocker said on commentary that the flag hadn't gone up, and I'm like, well, why hasn't the flag gone up?
So I was
Because
watching
it
it.
looks so obvious that he's off.
I was watching it on Hearts TV, and it's just Laurie on his own. And Laurie does his thing. Laurie goes, "Well, it's in,
I
but
watched it back in the highlights.
it's just
Laurie
like it's
was
in,
brilliant.
but what? Like, okay, he's surely offside. Oh, there's no flag." And
I
it's like,
know.
I'm very sorry for the minimal celebrations, but
I was going to say, you can so obviously tell when Laurie gets that second replay when I watch back the highlights on Hearts TV. He's like, oh shit, he's actually miles on.
exactly.
And most importantly, MacGyver, Arnie Engels is at the heart of it. It's Celtic nil, Hearts 1, number 10 for our number 10.
Yep.
And it's against the run of play, certainly, but somehow we're ahead at Parkhead. But like, how on earth did that happen?
As everyone has said, from the first time you enter into any level of football coaching from the age of 5, you are told
Play to the whistle.
exactly. It's like, and how does it happen so often that especially in VAR? Because what is the downside in a VAR world to not stopping? What's the downside? Because either you were right, and that it was
or the goal
offside,
gets chalked
but
off
you,
anyway.
yeah. So it's like, okay, yeah, you've still tried, but you were right, so it doesn't matter. Or you were wrong, as the Celtic players were, and you've stopped an actual goal happening. But no, they just go, we're Celtic. We'll just go, it's
Yeah.
offside, actually.
Do the classic and rely on the
But
officials.
listen, yeah,
It
as I
was
say,
bizarre.
we in possession were comically bad for
Woeful.
that first 43 minutes, but out of possession, we were excellent. We were right up for it. We were structured. Yes, they got in a couple of times, but that's going to happen at Parkhead,
Of course
regardless
it
of
is.
what form
You're never
Celtic are
going to
in.
prevent them. Yeah.
We were excellent, and Devlin, Magnuson, and McEntee as a midfield three were essential to that. I mean, I'll say it now because he doesn't really come up generally. Cammy Devlin's been the best player in this league this season.
I can't disagree with that. I really can't. And again, I see. I've seen a couple of people suggest that a new contract for him would be the best bit of business that we could possibly do.
Yep.
Again, like we, we can't afford to let him go, can
Nope,
we?
not at all.
Even under kind of this whole Jamestown
Yeah,
ideology, I guess,
yeah.
and that our best players will come in and we'll make money on them. Cammy Devlin's contract will be up, so it's either tie him to a new deal or risk losing him on a free.
Yeah,
And I also think he's sniffing about the Australia squad as well now. Like
yeah.
he's guaranteed to play here. I just think for him it's the best possible destination.
Absolutely. But yeah, he's
and considering the manager loves him and the club are actually
yeah,
home places.
exactly. He obviously has had a lot of the spotlight. McEntee does because of what happens in the second half. But yeah, just a shout out to Magnuson because he's someone that I've been unsure on this whole time. And on Wednesday, however, on Wednesday I was very sure he was shite. But like, it's what a lot of people said we were going to get, where it was like this kind of just. I know he was like more in it because, as you say, it was a 4-3-3, but it wasn't like a flat 4-3-3.
No.
It was like a number. He wasn't quite a number 10, but he wasn't quite a number 8. He was a number 9, but not literally. And it meant
the worst thing you've ever said.
For the greater good, it's fine. He said after the game, McInnes just said to him, annoy McGregor as much as you possibly can. And he did that and more because, listen, let's never aim for him in the opposition box for a cross ever again because he cannot head it in an offensive sense. We'll get to that. But in just general game states, he was winning everything. For flick-ons really and just his hold-up play was great. His link-up play was great. He was doing that thing Benny does where his legs just get stuck in amongst the players, but then he just came out with it.
Whoa. He was good, but let's not compare him to my Congolese king. Come on.
He did one thing that was Benny-like.
Levels to the game.
Yeah, he did one thing that was Benny-like. But yeah, so chuffed for him.
You mentioned Cal McGregor and Thomas Magnuson there, so let's go over some chances from 50 minutes to 60 minutes. On 50 minutes, the two Japanese Celtic stars link up. Hatate slips through to Maeda after a wee give and go, eventually cuts back for Engels. No idea what he's up to because he tries to kind of clip an effort behind Schwolo's goal in the end with just woeful. Don't know what he's up to. On 54 minutes, you mentioned Callum McGregor there. He tries his luck from range, but Schwolo gathers his ambitious, let's say, effort. He scored in the reverse fixture, so you can't really fault him for thinking that he could again, but it would have taken something special to grab his second goal in as many games against us from that distance. And Lawrence Shankland worked his bollocks off all afternoon. After an initial chance where he's out on the right, doesn't quite work out. He gets a second chance. He advances, clips to the back stick for Magnuson, and I honestly had Pataudry flashbacks because it's so identical. Similar, and it just is an identical chance, an identical outcome, as he can't direct his header towards goal with kind of that proper connection.
And you're just thinking, well, that was that. That's it now.
It's all a matter of time, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
However, Lawrence Shankland again received out on the right hand side. Was I kind of wrong with the starting 11? Was he occupying the right hand side and Braga through the middle, or
no? Braga was on the left, and Kizzy was on the right.
True, because Because you messaged me that
Yeah.
again, talking about our messages, going, "Why on earth is Kizarides on the right and Bragg on the left?" And I was like, "Oh, yeah, that is kind of how I've
And you could really see that
seen that."
Braga is not a wide player because he kept tucking
No,
inside and it allowed
always just
Trusty
drifts.
and
Yeah,
then Tierney to just walk 40 yards completely unchallenged. And I'm like, this is how we're going to fucking concede. Because Braga doesn't know how to be a winger, which is not a criticism of him. It's a
it's just
criticism
not
of the
his
shape.
game.
Yeah.
Yeah. But as I say, Lawrence Shankland rocks up on the right hand side here.
Yeah.
Tries to catch Schmeichel out his near post after Schwallow's goal kick is intercepted by Celtic before again Magnuson just frees Kizarides, slipping it through to our number 9. But the Dane diverts for a Hearts corner, and we're quite good at those these
We
days.
are.
Harry Milne flashes into the area with a lot of pace. However, Oisin McEntee rises like a salmon, unmarked, nods beyond the Celtic keeper into the bottom corner of the net. Phenomenal header because he had to go back the way and kind of guide it. Just his second goal for the Jambos, but boy, could that prove a pivotal one. And it's Celtic nil, Heart of Midlothian 2.
I had him first goal scorer, but I didn't give a fuck if it means that he
No
got the winner.
way.
Yeah. I had
What
him
price
for
did you get him at?
481.
Oh my god. Would you have
Yeah.
won it? A couple of quid or
Only
something?
£2. So,
Oh,
but
still a
still.
sickener.
It was
Oh,
heartbreaking. But
mate.
I'd much rather
What
this
inspired
happened
that? Just because of his.
because Milne's odds have fucking plummeted to like
That's because
eighteens.
they've latched onto you with Cochrane and
Yeah,
Penrice and all
exactly.
that shit, though,
Yeah.
haven't they?
It's like,
Got
fuck the left
back.
back.
No,
It's
no, no, no,
never
no, no.
that. Yeah,
But
his
they're
odds are like
moaning, they're
18 to
moaning
1.
about the right hand side a lot, so we'll beef
And
them
that was the
up.
thing. I was like, Steinvender's not going to fucking win a header. And I was just like, oh, well, McEntee's done it before and he wins a lot of headers. But
Oh, mate, that's a sickness.
as I say, I'd much rather this circumstance rather than him opening the scoring, but we get beat. Like, I'm fine with it in this way.
All day, yeah.
My two favourite things about this goal
And the Braga goal was hilarious, to be fair.
it's a really funny way, exactly. It is a sensational header. Is it better than Finley's at Tannadice?
Yes, for me,
I think it is as well. I
Yeah.
think it is better as well.
because I think it's not even necessarily behind him, but he's kind of leaning
He said
back.
himself, he was like, I'm going backwards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then to guide it and still get that oomph on it to
Yeah.
take it past Schmeichel. It's right in the corner as well.
It doesn't
It's-
hit the
it's
ground until it
perfectly
hits the
guided.
back of the net.
Beautiful header.
Ridiculous. But my two favourite things from this goal are, out with him, the goal and it being the winner and stuff.
And the celebrations and the
Yes.
vlogs and people's
Exactly.
anger in those stands.
Well, that's where my second story comes into. The first point is,
Oh, no.
please,
Oh no,
all.
don't tell me this is where your dad's location was.
Yeah, it
Oh
was.
no.
We'll get to that in a second. So please, everybody, do yourself a favour. And I mean, I'm sure you have done it already, but go and watch that goal back. But don't look at McEntee. Don't look at Schmeichel. Don't look at Milne. Look at number 4,
McGregor?
Craig Halkett.
Oh.
Because as the ball is swung in, he starts going ballistic at Harry Milne for firing it over his head. And as he's going mental, he hears his teammate celebrate. And instead of celebrating, he turns around and starts having a laugh with Milne. It is so funny
I haven't
to
seen that
watch.
yet.
Honestly,
I
do
genuinely
it.
didn't watch him.
It's so funny to see how exasperated Halkett is.
Because I think he's got a point. Milne
Yeah.
just it fucking flies.
Yeah, it's insane. It's so funny because he literally does the whole. If you watch it on YouTube, he literally goes, "Oh, what he did!" Like 2 hands out. It's so good, but he can't even finish it before McEntee's
unreal.
entered it. It's so good. But yes, so my dad got a ticket, but in the Celtic end, and he was up right in the gods behind where the Green Brigade would be.
Oh
So
my god.
they've sacked them and they've hired in Graham. That's the plan for the Celtic board. And when Braga's goal goes in, my dad was like trying to avoid eye contact and stuff, but he accidentally made eye contact with a guy. But he was able to get out and just going, "Oh, that's offside." And the guys were like, "Ah, yeah, it must be offside." Because my dad was like, "Well, that literally, it's not him trying to pretend. It's like him just going, matter of fact, that's offside." McEntee's goal goes in, and just vaguely behind my dad, he hears a guy go, who the fuck was that? And as my dad said, without even realising he did it, he shouted, McEntee? Ocean McEntee? And like paused for half a second because he said it with just a bit too much enthusiasm by all accounts. But I think, as you said, everyone was so angry, it kind of hid his joy in saying it. And it's a vaguely Irish name. So maybe they just were like, oh, it's just he's a Celtic fan that knows the Irish guy.
He's chuffing the young Irishman to score Parkhead.
Exactly, he's a proper Celt.
A boy whose dreams been realised. Oh shit, it's for Hearts.
Exactly. But I just love the image of my dad, like, out of not even meaning to, a natural body reaction of just shouting McEntee, Ocean McEntee. But I'm so chuffed for him. It's such a good, immediately iconic celebration. Like running to that corner.
Even Kasper Schmeichel booting the ball into the Hearts squad as they're running past the posts.
So good. So good.
Oh, brilliant. I couldn't believe it. I then was like, oh my God. And then I'm looking at the clock being like, shit, there's still half an hour left.
Yeah, exactly. And
like,
I'm thinking, whenever they could have 1 minute added on, and if they scored in the 90-minute, 30 seconds in, I'd go, well, fuck this. That's it. We're no doing it. So never mind half an hour.
100%. We do make changes after Luke McCowan cuts in on off the right flank, sends a left-footed effort goalwards, but Schwolo dives down to his right to gather. McCowan again receives, blazes over the bar a minute later. Claudio Braga can't connect with a Harry Milne cutback before Cammy Devlin recovers on 70 minutes. A lovely 1-2 on the edge of the Celtic area between Shankland and Kizaridis. And like Cal McGregor, having scored in the reverse fixture, Kizaridis looked to make it 2 from 2 in this fixture, but drags his effort wide of Schmeichel's.
Imagine if he had a left foot.
I thought this was a bit more like Kizaridis. I know he wasn't involved a heck of a lot, but at least when we were on the charge,
he was
and he was involved. I thought his link up with Shankland was really good, not just this chance, but obviously the couple that Shankland receives on the right hand side. More often than not, it was him that would slide it to the skipper. And then come the changes, like I say, off come Harry Milne and Alexandros Kizaridis for Stephen Kingsley and Jamie McCart. 6 minutes later, off come Halkett and Braga for Kent, your mate, and Kabori.
I was terrified at that point. I was like, that's it. The game's a bogey. We're fucked.
But in terms of kind of chances, not a heck of a lot to speak about for Celtic in that second half, up until 86 minutes, where they have by far and away their best opportunity of the second period. Amazed that they didn't score. Steinwender cuts out a Scales pass before Kieran Tierney sends an outrageous cross from a deep area. Arne Engels heads goalwards from must be 6 yards out. I think he's literally on the line. And somehow Alexander Schwolo stops before Rio Hatate cracks the crossbar with the rebound, doing absolutely everything we can to keep a potential clean sheet intact. But they were certainly ramping up the pressure towards the end, and it was a case of, can Hearts hold on here?
It's an unbelievable save. I know
it's a ridiculous save. That could be the best save that he's made in a Hearts shirt. I think
definitely, yeah, especially in the context of the game.
Yeah, because I'm thinking St Mirren. I think he made a couple decent ones at Motherwell, but that's top drawer.
It's unbelievable. I know detractors of him and us will say it's right at him. But you still have to be there.
It's understandable.
I've never really understood that criticism of goalkeepers.
So happy for him as well after the error in midweek.
And
that just shows his character and the experience that he's got under his belt. You don't play 200 games in Germany's top tier if you're a complete scrub. So
unbelievable.
He's arrived with a great pedigree and looks a real find.
It's just testament to how terrible Engels is. Because I know I'm saying you need to be in the right place, but if he literally puts that anywhere else,
score.
It's a goal.
Score.
So bad, so buzzing for it. Obviously, at this point, you can tell the frustration's happening because Dyson Maida is just allowed to just boot fucking anybody he wants to.
Mate, I've had St Mirren and Dundee fans message me going, how did Maida not even get... I don't even think he got booked.
He didn't even get booked. It's absolutely insane. At one point, he just half Devlin in front of the ref and nothing happens.
Is it because he's got that headband on and they feel sorry for him because he's seemingly out? Was he out with concussion or something?
The
I don't
only
know.
Celtic player who got booked was Yang
Unbelievable.
in that situation with Milne, where Milne then immediately got booked straight after it in the first half.
Ah, yeah, that was annoying. That was
But like,
annoying.
it's fuck it. That
But
McCart one is like the most blatant red card you can get, and it is
I
that
wonder
thing
who it
of
was
like
on.
that. If that is anybody else, it's a red
Oh,
card.
all day. It's embarrassing. An absolute disgrace.
And I fucking hate that shit. Where it's like, oh well, it's just bias against everybody else compared to them. 9 times out of 10, I don't. I think it's incompetency. But that's one of them where it's like, no, there is no other teams in the
No,
league that
that
get
that
that.
benefit from that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
out with the old
100%.
firm.
100%. Kieran Tierney does lash home a consolation in the lashing rain on 92 minutes.
The funniest
Four,
goal music ever,
four
by the way.
added, yeah, and the lights go down.
It's so funny. That was great. But I will say at that moment I went, we fucked this.
Oh my God, I was terrified. I watched it from behind the sofa. But Hearts did enough to hold on. Full time at Celtic Park. Celtic won, Heart of Midlothian 2. One win in six prior to that had me absolutely papping my pants. So I was astonished that we came away with 3 points. But full credit to Derek McInnes, to the boys for carrying out the game plan, and ultimately for us taking our chances through Claudio Braga and Oshie Makiti. A wonderful weekend win. You love to see it. Love to see it.
Just insane. Um, I don't even know what you say. Obviously, the one thing I wanted to add was just about Celtic, and we spoke about it before we came on, like the kind of I don't even know what to say, the over the top reaction to
To the
Wilfred
tactics
Nancy,
board.
the tactics board, and what he said after the game. Listen, I love it. I want it to happen every single time he even comes outside. But I do think it kind of speaks to how like our game is, where yeah, there's benefits to it, but it's like anybody tries to do anything and it
Different.
doesn't
Yeah,
immediately
oh,
work.
100%.
It's
Yeah.
like that's it. And even more so, the tactics board, whatever. It's like
I know what you're going to
everybody
say.
does
You're
that.
going to try and compare this to like Jamestown in that St Mirren
Oh
defeat where
well,
everybody was like, "Oh, there it is. It doesn't work.
aye,
Your analytics are shite."
kind of. That is a good point, but I wasn't even going to say. Well, it can be that point. I was going to more say focus on what he said after the game, where folk were like,
Yeah,
"Oh, what do you mean you don't care about winning or losing? You just care about performances?" It's like, are you really that like dim
dim.
to think
Yeah,
he's just going? I don't care about winning. I just
that's
care about playing well. It's like. That's what Ange did, and that's what good
yeah.
managers do, because naturally, if you play well, you're going to win. I love
That's
that it's happening. Do not think I'm here
oh,
flying
it's
the
brilliant.
flag for Celtic Football
It's
Club. I
great.
want it to be the case every time.
Uh,
But I just
and
know how it's going to happen to us as well.
it's different because they've been successful as well recently. That I
Yeah,
think it makes it
exactly.
sweeter. It is,
100%. But
and it
exactly
is
as you say about Jamestown, where it's like we try and do one thing
something
differently,
different.
and
Yeah.
it's taken being top of the league since the end of August for some folk to go, you know what, they might have some in here.
It, it's just a Scottish thing. We don't like change. We're
Yeah.
immune to it, and we're kind of dismissive of things that we're not necessarily
Progression.
accustomed to. Yeah, like had Celtic kind of tucked those chances away first half in particular, and on 86 minutes. And won that 3-2. Nobody would bat an eyelid about his
Nah.
tactics board.
They'd
And
go,
everybody would
look
be
at
saying,
that. He's in
"Oh
the
my God,
moment and he's adapting and stuff
how
like that.
refreshing is this? This is amazing." Where it's like, just because they've got beat, I don't know if it's because it's off Derek McInnes or
Yeah,
like I don't know,
yeah,
or
because he's
it's
seen
off
as like
us.
the institution of
Yeah,
Scottish
and like
football.
I don't know. I can't
We
really
are both
explain
the
it, but
hipster
like
teams this season.
Yeah.
We've got Derek McInnes plugging into a modem, like getting guys for Uzbekistan and Kazakhstan. You can't sit here and go, the titans of
we've glammed him up.
establishmentarianism.
Exactly. Yeah. It's wild.
Long
Absolutely.
may it continue against Celtic Football Club.
I'll tell you what. If they get pumped off Roma in midweek and lose that cup final,
Imagine if
oh
St Mirren
my
beat them,
God.
man.
Oh.
Imagine if St Mirren beat them.
That could be one of the best days on Twitter of all time.
Oh
It
my
will be
God.
glorious.
It
We
will
are
be
here for it.
7-0 Celtic by half time.
I actually am looking at it thinking, wouldn't necessarily mind it. I think it then softens. It's easier to take if we go out to the eventual winners.
Yeah, that's
on
always the
pens.
case. Aye, yeah, exactly.
And like here it would just be funny.
And if we
It
got to
would
the
be
final,
really
you're
good.
only beating Celtic 3 times in succession.
No, no, agreed. But we're not here to talk about St Mirren and Celtic playing at
We need
Hampden
to
this
talk about
weekend
John
in the cup
McGlynn's
final.
Falkirk.
We travel to seventh place Falkirk. The Bairns beaten at the weekend, but absolutely flying, like you suggested right at the start of the
Correct.
season, Daniel McIver. What are you expecting against John McGlynn, who's just an icon in management and fashion, and his team on Saturday, Saturday night kickoff,
Well,
or is it
this is the
Saturday evening?
thing.
No, it's
I've
Saturday
got
night.
to. It is
Is it?
Saturday night because I've got
Yeah.
to break some awful news for everybody.
Oh dear God.
This will be the third game in 2 years I'm not watching live because I've got my work Christmas night out. And
Okay.
in the previous two, we're both against Motherwell and we haven't won either game.
That's right, the 3-1 defeat
And then
where
0-0 the other
Andres
week.
Salazar made his one and only appearance for
Yep.
Hearts.
And
And
then
as you say, the
0-0 the
goalless
other week.
game just there.
So, sorry, folks. We're no winning because apparently,
Falkirk
if I
1,
didn't
Hearts
watch,
0.
yeah, exactly.
Nah,
No,
we're taking care of Falkirk this
we
weekend.
should do. We should be. It should be.
We
No,
will.
but I should be at my night out, loving life, constantly
Checking
being
flash score.
antisocial, checking the score, not speaking to anybody, being like, just fucking leave me alone until 10 o'clock and then I'll speak to you. And only if we've won. Because if not, I'm straight home. But yeah,
Nice.
we should be fine. I love Falkirk Football Club because of John McGlynn.
And only John
But
McGlynn.
only John McGlynn. But I think we should be fine. I don't think it'll be a 4-0, but I think it'll
No.
be a decent 2-0, no dramas.
That's my score line.
Ha
What are you thinking in terms of team? Would you just go with the same 11 and just reward them for that?
Yeah,
Or
fuck
would you
it.
make a
Aye, yeah, I'd go with the same team.
Okay.
With a look to include Borchgrevink and Kajota, because I will keep banging the Kajota drum until he fucking leaves with 2 appearances under his belt. Especially if we go 2-0 up inside like the first 40 minutes. It's
I was
like,
gonna
get
say,
on.
maybe you then don't need to go with a trio in midfield of Magnuson, McAtee, and Devlin. Could you go Braga and Shankland up front and Kajota, Kizaridis on the wings?
I'd be happy with that.
Back to a 4-4-2.
I'd be happy with that. But I actually would kind of like to see that midfield three against a team that we're meant to
Okay.
be dominant against, just to see if
how
it
it
works
works.
in the same
Yeah.
way. But
Keep
because it
trying.
might not. It might
Yeah.
be like too sticky.
And then we've got to try and come up with another remedy or
Yeah.
whatever.
We should. I mean, listen. If we're serious about first or second, we should be going away to a newly promoted side and winning.
No matter how decent
Yeah.
they have been, because they have made a solid start. It's mental that they were tied on points with Hibs. Did you see that ahead of the
Yeah,
weekend?
I couldn't believe that.
Identical records.
Yeah.
Crazy. You said 2-0.
Yeah.
I back that. Who's your scorer?
Shankland and Magnuson. I'm going for it. Big time. Come on.
Shankland, yeah, I get that. I am going to say that this will be the game that Alexandros Kizaridis gets back in the goals.
I hope so. He loves a plastic pitch. So
Loves a plastic pitch and scored a worldie in the reverse fixture at Tynecastle. So Kizzy, come on. One man that won't be available, or no, sorry, will be available for this game.
This is his
but
last
then
game.
Then not the 3 league games initially after that is Landry Kabore. This is cool. Burkina Faso today naming Hearts forward Landry Kabore in their 25-man squad for the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations. So we're preparing to be without him for Rangers at Tynecastle on the 21st of December, Hibs at Easter Road on the 27th, and Livy at Tynecastle on the 3rd of January. Sorry, he will be available, like I say, for this weekend's game before he heads off to join his international teammates. It seems, by all accounts, that they could progress to kind of the knockouts, which would therefore lead to kind of further absence. But yeah, I mean, Arno Djoum won this tournament with Cameroon whilst at the club. It'd be quite cool if Burkina Faso just pulled a
I
shot
don't
from
think
out of
they're
nowhere.
going to
It's
do
not
that.
going to, but I mean, he's prolific for them, so
Aye,
he'll score
true.
a couple of goals. Could get in the shop window. We don't know. And then
I'm
James
assuming-
you're only here a year. Skedaddle.
This might even be a quiz question. I'm assuming June was our last player because I don't think Congo qualified when Dikamona was there. Dikamona definitely played for the Congo.
It's not a quiz question
National
for
team.
what it's worth. I have no
But
idea.
I think June was the last player to play in it at us. But yeah, I'm really chuffed for him. He is amazing at international level. I am gutted that he's missing the derby because I feel like he would have been
Just
good at
feel it
Easter
that yeah.
Road. But no, go and smash it. Don't get hurt and come back better.
What I was going to say is this is a chance for Elton Kabangu, who is seemingly the talk of
Well,
transfer and speculation
and
to step up
apparently quite
in
a
his
lot of
absence.
money.
Yeah. Why did
I
you grit your teeth when you said that?
Because I heard like a silly amount that I don't really want to say.
Okay, well, we can discuss that off air.
Yeah,
But
genuinely, because
it's seemingly
I'd heard a
he's heading
stupid
down
number.
south, isn't he? That's the
To
talk.
a championship club.
Interesting.
Like, I don't believe it's going to happen, so I don't want to speculate. But if it does, what the fuck is going on?
I'll be really sad
So
because
will I. Because
I've got
without
a soft
him,
spot.
none
I
of this
know.
is possible because he fucking saved us the latter half of last season.
I know. I've got a soft spot. And he was Dad's last first goal scorer bet that actually came up as well. So
Exactly. So that's the man born
sad.
offside, but
I
still.
know.
I
I know.
hope so. I hope he can
These
I
things
mean, I don't
happen.
think he'll play because we need to protect him for this apparent move and like he can't get hurt. But if he is going to play, sign off with a goal at Easter
James
Road.
Wilson, step on up.
Yeah, exactly.
Up you
Bye.
come.
On you go, Kabori. Go
Yeah,
well.
good luck. Good luck,
Yeah.
man. Before we go, end is near quiz. And yeah, we've got the true or false as standard. Um, two, maybe three multiple choices because one of them is quite
Oh
evil.
God.
And of course the coveted who am I? I I'm worried here. I yeah.
Okay.
Um, First question is your true or false?
Oh God. Right.
Hearts haven't recorded back-to-back Scottish Premiership victories over Kilmarnock at Tynecastle since December 2016. But the last time the Jambos did, Killie didn't score in either match.
I was going to say true because I know that's true. I think that is true. I'm trying to remember the games. Juanma would the other man born offside would have been played in that. I'm trying to think of the games.
You're going true.
I'm going true.
Correct. It was, in fact, true. A 1-0 win in February 2016 was succeeded by a 4-0 victory in December.
Did Juanma score in that 1-0?
Well, it's funny you say that, McIver.
Oh
Question number
God.
two.
I'm going
Who was the
Juanma. Juanma.
who was the only Hearts player to score in both of those matches?
Juanma.
Was it A, Ali Mozturk, B,
No.
Jamie Walker,
Maybe.
C, Callum Patterson,
Maybe.
or D, Juanma
I'm going
Delgado?
Juanma. Even if I don't believe it, I'm going Juanma.
Incorrect.
Fuck. Was it Walker?
Yes, it
Nah, it was going to be my
was
other one.
Jamie
If I
Walker.
actually was like going for it, I would have said Walker, but I had to say Juanma as he was an option.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Question number three. Heading into the Celtic game, Hearts had failed to score in back-to-back away league matches, obviously those being Motherwell and Aberdeen. The last time that the Jambos went three on the spin or more without an away goal in the league was a run of six in December 2019. But who was this run ended at? Was it A, Hamilton Accies, B, St Johnstone, C, Livingston, or D, Motherwell?
I heard Laurie say this in commentary, but he didn't say who the team was that we ended it. He just said when it was. Who was the last one, sorry?
D, Motherwell.
I'm trying to remember the games. My logic is it's the 3-3 draw against St Johnstone. So I'm going to go St Johnstone.
Hamilton Accies.
Is it?
Because the St Johnstone game was in the January. Because you
Yeah.
remember Boyce was there and Civic. We mentioned Civic as well.
Yeah.
So that would have been was that January 2020?
Oh shit! Did you say it ended in
And it was
December
ended in
2019?
December.
Fuck! I didn't
Yeah.
pay attention to that fact.
So
Fuck!
it was away at Hamilton Accies in a 2-1 defeat. We still lost. That's when the writing was on the wall. Like no matter who was coming in the January and saving us.
Who
Jesus.
scored? It wasn't Machino.
I want to say it was Bazanic. I can't.
That
really
does
remember.
kind of sound right because that's when Bazanic scored. Then he scored against Hibs. He scored against Rangers, and
Just
he kind
using the the rival app Fought Mob to scroll back here. So
How dare you criticise it earlier and then you fucking use it?
It was Ollie Bozanic.
Yeah, he just went in that run where he was the only good player, which is a
Mikael
damning
Miller,
indictment in and of
who
itself.
plays for Huddersfield now, and Will Collar at MK Dons scored the goals.
Wow.
In that case.
Fair play.
Jesus, our team that day. Do you want to hear it? Sorry, I realised.
Can I guess it?
Cutting into time. Go for it.
Pereira in goals.
Yeah.
Michael Smith, John Souttar, Craig Halkett.
No. Michael Smith, yes. Craig Halkett, yes. John Souttar, no.
Souttar would have been hurt. Who the fuck was the other centre half then?
According to this, we're playing a 4-4-2, but it's the most lobsided 4-4-2 I've ever seen in my life.
Right. Bozanic, Washington.
Bozanic didn't start.
Oh my God. Machino?
Washington, no. Machino was on the bench.
Who the fuck was Lewis Moore?
No.
He played every game that season. Ewan Henderson.
Ewan Henderson came off the bench.
Oh my God. Who are any of these fucking players? Who did we have? I've blocked this from my mind. Christoph Berra.
No.
What? Just tell me. Just tell me the team.
Smith and Halkett were the two centre halves, according to this. Pereira in goal.
Jamie Brandon.
Aaron Hickey left back. Smith and Halkett in the centre.
Hickey.
Sean Clare at right back.
Oh, I should have got Clare.
Eddie White at left mid.
Fuck me! We had Eddie White before the championship season.
With Glenn Whelan and Loic Damour in the middle.
I want to be physically sick.
Stephen Naismith supporting Stephen McLean and Uche Piazza up front.
SS, it was a fucking war crime, that. Jesus Christ. Like, I can't. Half a decade on, we're top of the league nearly at Christmas. What the fuck has happened to us?
Think how far we've come, gang. We've been through the trenches. We really have.
That is unbelievable. Glenn fucking Whelan was still here in December. Oh my God.
Wild. Absolutely wild. I'm astonished that team scored a goal.
I am genuinely disgusted that we used to be in that position. Oh my fucking God.
Question number 4, moving swiftly onwards.
I take it all back about Alan Forrest, by the way. Jesus Christ, he'd be the best player in the world in that team. Exactly, Jesus. Frank Kent, I've never seen a bad one to beat you, mate. Blair, come back, Spitz. Jesus, man.
Question number 4. After Oisin McEntee's bullet header against Celtic, how many goals from set pieces have Hearts scored in the Premiership this season? I can give you multiple choice if you require.
I think it's 11, but how many is it?
I was going to say this is the type of weird thing that you would know. A7, B8, C9, D10.
Fuck. Do I think you've just been like, let's keep the positivity going and went with 10? Fuck it, 10.
Correct!
Yes!
10, yes! Come on, the Coggy boys! Get in there!
Yeah, 10. Ross Grant. Love you. He'd have made that fucking 19 team better. Him playing would have made the team better.
No idea what you look like or what you've done previously, but you've been our signing of the summer.
You're a fucking hero.
On to the famous or sometimes infamous Who Am I? Are you ready?
Yes.
Hearts were the 9th club of my senior career after initially plying my trade in England, where I most notably won promotion to the Premier League. I did score once in England's top tier, though my team lost that day, largely due to an opposition player who I would later encounter in Scotland. I joined the Jambos after previously captaining a divisional rival and scored in just my second game for HMFC. Despite injuries getting the better of me during my time in Edinburgh, my last goal for the club was easily my most memorable during a festive fixture, and the team certainly suffered from my absence. I ended my career in the lower leagues, bowing out with a hat-trick in my only South of Scotland league appearance for my final team. Who am I?
Right. My logic immediately is Kevin Kyle.
Get this man's Wikipedia up.
My immediate logic is Kevin Kyle because of the fixture thing. He played down south. Sunderland, getting promoted and stuff like that. He played with sleeves, but who would he have been playing against that would have affected it? He also probably scored more than one goal in the Prem. Right, Kevin Kyle was my thought process.
Okay.
Between what years did he play for Hearts?
This man played for Hearts between 2010 and 2012.
It could be Kevin Kyle. Did Kyle join us on 09 though? Would he have played for 9 clubs before he got to us?
Well, we were the eighth technically, so sorry, we were the ninth technically, so it would have been eight
Eight
beforehand.
before. If he was on loan at a couple of, I think he went on loan to like Coventry or something. I want to ask the nationality, but if it says Scottish, it doesn't really fucking help me because it could be a bunch of players, including Kyle. Whereas if you say somebody else, it could be better. But if I ask the clubs and you say Sunderland, I'll just say Kevin Kyle. Or it might be Sleeves though. Oh fuck! It could be Sleeves because that's a similar time. Shit. Ah, bollocks. That's a bad first question. Because I don't know who else Stephen Elliott played for apart from us in Sunderland. But I kind of know who Kevin Kyle played for.
Think
Stephen
McIver.
Elliott also played for
Think.
Kilmarnock.
I was going to say, think of the clues. I joined the Jambos after previously captaining a divisional rival.
Oh, fuck. It's neither of them, is it? It's neither of them, and I've absolutely fucked this. Who would it have been? Right, hold on. Kyle started at Sunderland, I think. He came through at Celtic, but his first team was Sunderland. He would have been on loan a bunch of times. 10, 12. That is rough. He either came in 09 or 10. What? Did he come straight? He didn't come straight for Sunderland. He can't have been at Sunderland for all that fucking time. Was Kyle at Kelly before us? Or after us? Or both? I've had a lot of allegations in regards to people saying that I'm too safe a lot of the time and that I use my questions too easily. So I'm going to surrender my second question
Wow.
because I'm in such a high spirit after yesterday and just go with Kevin Kyle on the hope that he played for Killie before us and therefore captained them at some point. I don't know who the player he would have played against, though, was. Unless it's Naismith at Everton.
Daniel McIver, you sacrificed your second question for the highs, or rather, given the weekend highs. And the weekend highs will continue here because it is, in fact, Kevin Kyle.
Just for the clues, I'm going, fuck yous all for criticising me. I'm just good at this segment, all right? I can't remember anything else about my life, but I can remember former Hearts players.
Do you want me to run through the...
Did he play for Killie before us?
Yes.
Right. Did we get him from Killie when Jeffries came?
Yes.
Right.
Correct. Yeah, that's right. So Hearts were the ninth club of his senior career after initially playing his trade in England.
Mad.
I couldn't believe that. So at Sunderland, he was on loan at Huddersfield, Darlington, and Rochdale. Then he signed for Coventry.
Why do I know so much about Kevin Kyle's career? Why did I know he was at Coventry?
Went on loan to Wolves and Hartlepool. Then ended up at Killie. And then from there, Jim Jeffries and Billy Brown took him from Killie to Hearts.
Did he ever play for Stranraer?
No, he's from Stranraer.
I knew he was from Stranraer, but I wasn't sure if he ended his career there or something.
His youth career began with Ayr United, so he went from Ayr to Sunderland. From Killie, he obviously signed for us. Then he went to Rangers. Then he went back to Ayr, and then that last one about the South of Scotland League appearance was he was playing for Newton Stewart at the back of the hat trick. I'm just trying to think what else. The second game, I think, was that penalty at Hamilton, was it? Who was the opponent? Did you say as well? So he scored once in England's top tier in a 2-1 defeat to Manchester City away from home. Any ideas?
Early 2000s, Man City. A guy that then would play
March 2006.
Mid 2000s, sorry. The only player that's in my head is Trevor Sinclair, who is neither Scottish nor from that era. So no, I didn't even think he played for Man City.
It's not a Scot.
Oh,
It's Georgios Samaras.
I always forget Samaras played for Man City.
I know.
That's
He scored
wild.
twice. So it finished 2-1 to City. Samaras scored both for City. Kevin Kyle scored a consolation for Sunderland.
Wow, that's
Um,
wild.
just trying to think there. Joined the Jambles after previously captain, and Kelly scored in just his second game. Like I say, was that
And
was
his last
the
goal for us
Aki
was the New Year's winner.
last goal was a New Year winner against
That was the
What a
thing that
day.
made me think Kyle. That was the thing that made me think
Yeah.
it.
The festive fixture, I thought, yeah, I'm gonna have to give him something, I think.
Thanks.
Scored 6 out of 6 from the spot for us, big Kevin Kyle. I didn't know
Wow,
that either.
fair
I know.
play.
Because I didn't want to give the penalty clue because then I thought
Aye,
you might
I didn't
latch
know
on to
that though. I
that.
wouldn't have
Neither
known
did
that.
I. Because I wanted to include that in the clues, but I thought if he knows that he was on pens, then that's
Yeah.
another thing to narrow him down. But yeah, six
Well,
from six for the big man. I loved Kevin Kyle. What a hero.
I just got it for the clues alone. I'm just that good.
Yeah, and former Kilmarnock, who we obviously played in our first game, former Hearts, of course, the club that
Uh,
this podcast is surrounded with, and he's a Celtic fan, if you
yep.
listen to him on
Yes.
Open Goal,
Yes, indeed.
despite being from Stranraer, so there you go.
Yeah. Fair play. Well, let us know if you got Kevin Kyle, and let us know if you have enjoyed this episode. We hope you have. There's been a lot to cover. So let us know your thoughts in the comments below or on your podcast platform of choice because, listen, we're coming up to the end of the year. We'll speak about it in the next couple of weeks, but the support has been mental this year. Absolutely incredible. Thank you so much. And in particular on YouTube. And if that is how you've been watching this, please have a like, comment, and subscribe. Perth to Paisley on all the socials, perth2paisley@gmail.com if you want to fire us over an email. Adam, where can they get you on all the socials?
You can find me on all the socials rewatching Kevin Kyle's winner on the New Year's Day Derby in 2011 at Kendo's Column. And well, I was going to say, stick around for Jim Jeffries' celebration once he realises that the header's actually in because it's magnificent. One of my
It's so
favourite Hearts
good.
clips of all time. So
It
good.
is excellent. We will be back next week to discuss all the fallout from the Falkirk game, anything that happens in between then as well. But until then, we'll see you next time. Bye bye.